batch, my first season would have been $100,000.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? I did the season.
You don't even know how much money is generating, and you talking about you supposed to get $100,000 off of them 8 episodes. You don't know exactly how much he was making.
Now, I did get myself out of debt, and I'm proud of myself for that.
And all this debt, we don't even know. She could be talking about consumer debt, credit cards, her buying her own stuff, buying clothes, taking care of her kid.
Isn't yours for, you know, he would say, like, you're the first lady, da-da-da-da. You were there when this was nothing. When this makes money, we're going to take off. But it made money. And then
he called you the first lady. This dude was pimping you out and getting played. And you said you weren't having sex with him. How you getting called the first lady and you ain't having sex with him?
I don't know how to, like, articulate this. Why should I? You already taken everything. You're going to take my joy?
Let me get it. A tissue, please.
You already took everything. You're going to take my voice?
I ain't seen not one tear during that whole shuffle of sounds. Not one tear drop down that makeup.
Right, thank you. Oh, is this Bounty? This is nice. They're hurt.
Bruh, you see what I mean about the character?
Baby, you got to give them, you know, spoonfuls of presents. Hi. How you doing? Everything good? That's good. Okay, bye. Because you know when y'all get deeper, he starts to disrespect you. You start to feel degraded. You got to know where people belong in your life, you know?
I feel like I'm getting a lot
Sorry,
of
I feel like I want to burp. It's right here, but it's not going to come out, so it's going to...
Try to swallow. I mean...
Okay, but I tell you one thing, I don't do that. I don't do that. No, I don't.
A hit dog a holler?
I'm a lady.
Pause, man. That was
you said it.
That was crazy. You know
You too early.
No, you said that.
To be getting
You
freaky.
got me all.
Anyway.
Let's get back focused.
What I was saying was,
yes.
It seems like you got it all figured out.
No, I don't.
It seems like...
Okay.
It seems like... When I hear you talk, I hear you give like... It sounds like advice. It sounds like game.
I've been through it.
Yeah, but I'm not really hearing like how you feel through it and how
it is what I feel. I can only give game because I've experienced. When I talk, I'm talking from experience. So when you say, well, how? I'm telling you. And that's the reason why I wanted to start the mess. I wanted to...
Reason why she wanted to start the mess, bro, this was a come-up scheme, I'm telling you. It's early in this interview, but this was all a come-up ploy, man. This girl is definitely a great actress.
I just didn't want to be messy because I'm bored, blah, blah, blah. Even though I am a petty Betty, if I do say so myself.
We know.
I wanted to show people what it looks like to call out abuse in real time. I wanted to show
when it doesn't benefit you in real time.
People what it looks like to process abuse in real time, to reflect what these feelings are. I think I underestimated that process publicly and how that would really feel. I think I thought I was built for that shit, and I think I still am, because mind you, this is not, it's recent. It's currently going on. I think I'm built for it. But I needed to feel...
Look at the host, how he looking at her.
I've always gone through things because I'm very trusting and loving. Did somebody hurt me and it made me want to... somebody hurt me and it made me angry at them. I think a lot of people... I think maybe that's where you can kind of use your mental illness, to your advantage. With my bipolar, right? I feel everything very intensely, and I have extremes. So if I'm happy, I'm joyful. If I'm sad, I'm depressed. If I'm mad, I'm enraged. There's no middle ground. Now I can of course regulate it. I'm not out here just going crazy, right? But I took that anger and I was mad at the person. You did this to me, so I fought back. I'm not a shit starter, but I'll finish it. You see what I'm saying? So
honestly, so we listening to the story of someone who has mental illness, got played through her mental illness, but trying to expect everybody to understand because she's mentally ill and she still played the game completely wrong. It's not our fault that you got a mental illness and that you don't have people right next to you while you playing in an industry that's probably full of vultures or people that's trying to take advantage of you or people that's trying to have a come up. You need to be careful on the industry that you play in. Play in a more safer industry if you're not going to have the precautionary, guidelines next to you to protect you from certain things. Like, what are we talking about?
So, I always wanted to fight. I think that's how I've always been. This is wrong. You've done something wrong. You got me fucked up. So now let's find out. And that doesn't really look now when you say, did I ever hate myself? There were times where, of course, I didn't like myself, even in childhood, because when people see you reacting to things, you are the problem. I'm loud. I'm boisterous. I have a big personality. Maybe some people might call my personality polarizing, I guess. But I'm always going to look like the problem, especially if I'm fighting. So I think I would encourage people to actually, when you see something, right, a fight, a disagreement,
crash out kid,
anything, to look at both sides, because there's 3 sides, but look at both sides and try to think critically, because a lot of the times we're witnessing reactions to shit and you don't even know what sparked it. The root.
Your story, basically, right? So we should be looking at maybe Ace and Kitty's side of the story as well, instead of just yours, right? Not just your crash out story. We should be listening to theirs too to really find out the truth. Okay, I got you. Okay.
Root of a problem is the most important. If your tooth hurts, you can keep taking Advil over and over and over again, but unless you get that root work done, it's gonna hurt forever. You haven't healed. So
where did the fight come from?
Maybe my mental illness. Maybe my father, my mother, being such fighters, being in the military, like everything was very like, we defend. Like, no, I mean, it wasn't defensive. It was a nice, loving household, but it was very strict. And who are you playing with? Like, when we played, but when it's time to stop playing, stop playing.
That sounds like a normal household in America, ma'am. I don't know what to say to that. I don't even know how to break that down. It just sounds like a normal household. I know people got beat for a whole lot less. Got beat for worse. It sounds like a normal household. I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know how to like articulate this. Why should I? You already taken everything. You're gonna take my joy?
Can we get a tissue, please?
You already took everything. You're gonna take my voice?
I ain't seen not one tear during that whole shuffle of sounds. Not one tear drop down that makeup.
I mean, if you've been through abuse and you didn't have a camera or a webcam and you didn't have audio of what happened, it's gonna be difficult for you to prove. Especially in front of people who are committed to, is it disbelieving? Not believing you. And so I wanted to do this because I want you to see what everyone has to go through, right? You got in a situation where you call out abuse, you got the people that love your abuser, they're hurt. You got the people that was abused by the abuser. Now you're opening another, now you're making them remember and relive their trauma. They're hurt, right? Thank you. Oh, is this bounty? This is nice. They're hurt. Everybody is hurt.
Bruh, you see what I mean about the character? She plays a character, man. Come on, y'all. I'm not saying this woman didn't go through anything, but you can see that she has these multiple split personalities on how she can, turn it on and off to be like happily sad, happily mad, happily just animated, happily excited. She can just switch it very well. You don't know what her true emotions are. You just don't know.
Hurt people hurt people.
And this is what I wanted to, because I hear you say it's like everybody else, right? But if we could take away from everybody else, I know you did this and it's helping everybody else understand, but I want to talk about you.
Okay.
Right? So and that's why I actually had a capacity, because it's I really want to talk about you. Not everybody, I understand. We do things and it can help everybody else. It's motivating, it's inspiring for everybody else, but forget them for a second. When we talk about therapy, I get.
Might as well go all the way.
So I guess, all right, so from somebody on the outside looking in, right, we look at, I guess tonight's conversation, we see this big platform that's clearly giving people opportunities, right, that's taking people from social media influencers to being on this big platform and now have a name for themselves, right, putting money in people's pocket, taking people around the world or the country to travel, and it's like, why do all that for people just to abuse them, I guess? Like,
I think you're only able to do that. I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to say everybody that's ever been successful is a terrible person. I'm not. There are successful people that work hard, got their bread, helped the community, and called it a day. But I'm talking about the people that are like money hungry and power hungry, and they need the money and the power. They only got that, everything that you just named, it only happened because of how they scammed. Because of how they lie. You know, it's like that one meme that's like, it's gonna take me a little longer because I'm not scamming, selling pussy, killing people, manipulating, whatever. It's because, you know, and I say this, and I've always said this, like, good guys don't finish last. It's just that the bad guys take it first. And so now you have to.
That's one of the worst analogies I've ever heard in my life, because let's take it to a dating perspective. If females are attracted to the bad guys, the good guy is never gonna get it because the woman is attracted to it. What she just said made no sense entirely, but I want to listen to a few more of her statements before I start breaking this thing down.
Okay, like let's say we're building up something, me and you, I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy, you come and knock my shit over. Gotta build it up again. It's gonna take you longer. People are gonna take it. Like with this situation with me, I had millions of followers before I joined the platform. The platform wasn't where it was. They used my audience, they directed, whatever. Okay, cool.
Why didn't you build something up to where you don't even need tonight's conversation, they need you? But the roles got reversed to where you need tonight's conversation. It just doesn't make sense. If you had all these millions of followers, why didn't you turn that into dollars online? Why didn't you make more content? Why didn't you make better content? Why didn't you create something to where tonight's conversation was eating out the palm of your hand? Something don't make sense.
I asked him, after all the abuse, after everything, I said, hey, let's keep things cordial. I just don't want to work with you. I don't want to work with you anymore. I want to disassociate myself with tonight's conversation. I want to be apart. No. You should tell people that we just grew apart. I'm not going to tell people that we grew apart. I just want to be cool. How about you just give me a goodbye post? That way, my fans, my followers, the people that come to the show to see me and support me and show me love, they'll know that I'm no longer associated, but I'm going about my day. He said no. He said, I got videos of you for 4 or 5 years. I own all the footage. Okay. So it would be weird if we said goodbye to you and we were still posting you. Bet. So stop posting me.
That's not how business works, man. She doesn't understand how business works. There is just no amicable split. Like, you have to, there's legalities in place to where you're still going to be online. You're possibly still going to be wanting money if those clips resurface and gain attraction. Think about it. If an old clip go viral or something of you on it and you're not attached to it, it doesn't work like that.
Well, I can't do that because I own all this.
Yeah.
Listen, I said, if you don't give me a goodbye post, I'm going to say goodbye myself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Calling. It's like people have to go through extreme measures to get away from others. Why is abuse so prevalent? Why does it happen so naturally? I'm sorry, this shit happens every day.
It does.
And more people are enabling and complicit than they know. Every time I justified, every time somebody said, quit. Family, my father, my mother, my friends, my man, quit. This is terrible. I would say, first of all, it's good money. This is good money. So one, you're focused on money. So when you focus on only money, your quality of life will dwindle. And you'll get that money, but your quality of life will dwindle.
Man, I'm going to tell you this, bro. 90% of Americans, I'd probably even say 95 to damn near probably 98% of Americans are doing jobs that they do not like. They don't want to do. Like, what are you talking about? No, majority of people are not sitting in their dream career or their dream jobs just, oh man, every day I'm just enjoying doing this. Oh my God. No. Everybody know there's a greater purpose behind the scenes as to why they're doing it, why they're trying to make the money, possibly to get into the next better place.
Because you're too busy chasing. You won't stop and enjoy. So what's the point, right? I said it's good money. And then I said, you don't understand. He do the things that he do because he was abused. You don't get it.
No, that's not an excuse either.
That is enabling. Like, that's enabling. I thought I was trying to be more understanding. Like, I had a good childhood, so maybe, you didn't have a good childhood. Really bad things happened to you for a long time. I can understand why you are so angry, why you yell at people, belittle people, demean people, because you're just angry. But how many times do you have to beg a person to heal before you're like, you know what? You're not going to change, and you can't go around fucking with everybody's lives. Going in and tearing up people's lives, but then stepping on a platform and acting like you're doing some service to a community that you don't even give a fuck about. So, yeah.
What did it...
I mean, but if you really think about it, she kind of doing the same thing. And I'm not trying to, jump on Kitty, Keita Rose on her, on her story. It's her story. If she has trauma and abuse, so be it. Everyone does. But at the same time, you say that he does that because he is the type of person that's been through all this trauma and traumatic experience. But you doing the same thing if you want to come out here and say that you advocating for people who've been abused, but really you just had bad business tactics. You didn't understand the world of business to where you didn't set up financial and legal contracts. You met someone that you say you didn't even really like from the beginning, then you allow him to, I guess what you would say, manipulate or control the situation. But I'm gonna be honest, man, to be a true CEO, you have to do things that others probably will not like and appreciate. You might look like the villain. You might look like the bad guy to build something great. And I don't know his character when it comes down to, him preaching about giving certain dating advice. And then on the other hand, him doing the opposite. I think that's where people need to have discernment on understanding the biology of men and women, what both are capable of, what people in general are capable of. And then kind of going from there, man. But I hate when I hear people give this rhetoric as if like they taking a higher moral role when you ain't. You still doing the same shit in a different way.
Where did it first go left at though? Like, what happened?
I think, and that's another thing. As I'm processing, it isn't just everything was great and then Tuesday Bob went crazy. It's little things like he would always say, "You're fat. You're this. You're that." I was in the military, so men were mean. People talk shit. I didn't care. But when you realize that for years and years, having somebody say you're not valuable, you're not going to find anything else. This is the best opportunity you'll ever have. You're just a content creator. You're fat. You need to get prettier.
Why didn't you build and grow from that?
I thought fuck that nigga. I was like, whatever. But every single day, hearing this, it's doing something to you.
See, that's the difference between guys and girls. Because I'm gonna say this, man. I'm about to go down my road of how I was raised from my father. My father is the type of person to where he'll talk shit to you, saying you can't do something. You're not gonna know how to do this. You're never gonna amount to anything. But I took that as a way of motivation to beat the words that he gave me. But that's why I think the difference between women and men are, because women might take that and look at that as like trauma and abuse. Men after a while are gonna take that as building up. I was built up through all of the disrespectful comments or the abusive, you would say, comments or whatnot to get me to where I'm at today. And I look back at those moments and I'm not even gonna lie, I appreciate him saying some of the things that my father said to me to get me to where I'm at, to where I can, fight through. Because think about it, in the world, you're gonna go through worse than those little, constructive criticism that your parent might give you. You're gonna go through worse, man. And I think she just don't understand how men operate when it comes down to men giving each other that what's the word I'm looking for? When men basically tough love, basically. When men give each other tough love, they talk shit. But when a woman jumps into men's spaces, it might come with it.
It makes you subconsciously say, maybe he's right. Maybe they're right. That's what happens with children or anybody that's been abused. maybe I did deserve it. When the guy slaps his wife and then says, you made me do that. And she's like, you're right, I did. Like, I shouldn't be so mouthy. Or, yeah, I should have given you your drink on a coaster instead of putting it on the... No.
Nah, I will say this, man. That's like some movie shit. People don't look at... People become very hateful and vengeful. They don't get to the point, I should have did this. I should have... That's some movie shit. That's not real life. That's how I feel. I don't feel like that's real life.
No. There's no justification.
People
So
lash.
when did the light bulb hit then, that you knew that this isn't for me? I guess when was that moment, that awakening moment? Like, I can't take.
I
this.
think I've been felt that for. I think we were working together. I've been on the stage for like 4 years. So the first, I'd say 1 year was like hard, but it was just I'm learning. The second year was still hard. Everything been hard, but the second year was like, oh, okay, I don't like this. But then once the investments came in, right? Once the whole, hey, I know I screwed you up with this. Let me just, how about we do this together and we invest in this and we do that. Once that happened and I fell into a debt, I wanted to leave.
Debt.
But I wanted to leave after I got out of debt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say in 2024, November, I was 100% zero debt. No
How
debt.
you was getting in debt? You was paying, like, what you mean?
So like, for example,
curious.
he would, so for us, he would say, like for me and Kitty, he would say, I'm going to invest in your tour. Or I really want you to do something else, like another show, and I'm going to put it on the app. You know, all of us were there. The core was there when the app was just starting. So we were working hard, like 20 something episodes a day, like every day to try to get this content on this app and build up this app. And finally, when the app blew up, he was like, oh yeah, we're losing money. I'm broke. I'm bankrupt. So it's like, okay, because he would make you want to work with him under the umbrella of once this shit hit, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But the shit hit. And he was like,
That's how most, I will say this, man, the man had bad business practices, but at the same time, he was a great manager. I'll say that because most people in those spaces, they know how to manage people. That's their superpower. They know you better than you know yourself. And once they get in your head, they can have you do things that you wouldn't normally do. And y'all were fighting for a greater cause, a greater purpose to get to the point to blow this thing up so all y'all can get bank off of it. But the downside of that, y'all were under a vulture kind of. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say he wasn't, man. The man was. He definitely knew how to manage y'all and move y'all a certain type of way. You feel me?
I don't have any money. I'm sorry. My bad. So he would tell us like he would tell me that he was going to do 8 episodes. Go ahead and talk to my videographer. Set it up. We're going to do this. Of course, you know, production is expensive. All this stuff is expensive, right? Cool.
That is true.
So I would do it. He would say, just handle everything. And on the back end, I got you.
Okay.
So you would do it, you know, and say, okay, everything's right. It's like how you want it, whatever. We good? Oh, yeah. In 3 weeks, we'll have a contract for you. Okay, cool. 3 weeks come, nothing. In another week, nothing. Just wait another week, nothing. Finally, you just give up.
You don't ever just give up. Okay, where's my pay? That's what I'm saying. After a while, you just stop fighting. Why are you not fighting for the money that you work for? It's just too much. That's why I say there was a lot of under the table, a lot of hush money. It was already set up to fail because it never had the right foundation to it.
Towards the end, when I was like pulling away, I think he could tell, and it became more possessive. It wasn't like that in the beginning. It just got, you know, over time, gradually, he said he made me feel like I couldn't go back on tour unless he took control of my merch. Well, the merch is how you make the majority of the money because all the tour money goes to him. So the merch is where you make your money. But then he would not give me certain merch on certain cities, or when I would get my merch, it would be like fucked up. Like it looked like somebody like jumped all over it. Like it looked like my cups and the packaging were all messed up. So you can't sell that. It's just small things of sabotage to your side business. Cause he knows that when what you got on the side builds, you're gonna leave. And his fear is that you will leave. So for the people that he isn't sleeping with, financial is how he'll get you, you know, in debt. He'll say, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make it up. Hey, listen, this year, Once you sign that contract, I'm telling you, people are going to come to the show. They're going to buy your stuff. You're going to make projected, what, 200, 300,000 this year.
Oh, so because you wasn't giving him buns, he basically treated you like the bald-headed stepchild. Oh, okay.
You're going to make da-da-da-da.
So I guess when you say you were in debt, I guess I'm not understanding because you said you were staying because you was getting paid
Yeah, you're getting good money, and so you're actively investing in yourself on other ventures. He gets mad when you are doing other things. So he'll tell you things like you need to quit your job. That shit makes you look tired. You need to stop working over here, work over here. And so when that didn't work with me, it was, hey, listen, okay, since you're not gonna quit your little job, invest in this because we gonna do a show. The show's gonna be like this. Just handle it, and then in the back end, I'm gonna give you the money.
Okay.
But then he never gives you the money. Well, guess what? That's not illegal. Somebody telling you
That is, bruh, you're right. It's not illegal because you agree to it. That's why it's not illegal, because you agree to it. This shit is making no sense.
I told you right now, hey, listen, I can buy you 4 more cameras and da-da-da-da. Just buy it, and then I'm gonna repay you. That's not illegal. Somebody can do that and lie to you. And if you believe them, that's your fault.
So how many shows you think you did? Because I guess
well, so I did it in groups. So my first group,
See, as you can see, this is where I think the gray areas is coming from, because like you can see, as she starts talking louder and more animated and more energy, you can see where it's like she's like withholding information.
Batch, my first season would have been $100,000.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? I did the season. I was like, oh, okay, we did the 8 episodes because it was supposed to go on the app. So I did my podcast. And we waited for it to go on the app so they could start making money, generating, so I get my money back and he can get money. And he said as long as he owns all the footage, he can, I don't know. I can't really get into detail of what he said because it was a lot. It's very jumbled and mumbled. It's confusing.
See, it's confusing. You don't even know how much money is generating. And you talking about you supposed to get $100,000 off of them 8 episodes. You don't know exactly how much he was making. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, okay, he had an app. He probably had sponsors, the whole 9. But it's still driven off of how many people are watching and involved in it. And if you don't know all the behind the scenes, or if you don't have some form of a contract in place, it's all hearsay. It's all hearsay at that point. You don't know what was coming out of it. And then you saying that you're supposed to get this amount of money. But really, y'all was all getting pimped, honestly. Real talk, that man was a real pimp if you really think about it, because he had y'all doing the work for free. He was treating y'all like a housewife, stopping you from working, going ahead, you go in there, get this work done so you can look the best, look the most beautiful. That's some shit I would tell my wife. Hey, baby, you need to start working, man. You starting to look real worn out. Go ahead and take a break, because I want you as, most beautiful for me at home, and I need you more with the kids. He treated you like a doggone, like a little side piece.
It's a lot of fast talking. It's a lot of gaslighting. I didn't say that. I never said that. So I know if it comes off like, wait, how did you lose money? I was like processing that in real time. That's why I started the series. Like, where did I go wrong? Right? Now, I did get myself out of debt and I'm proud of myself for that. But where did I go wrong?
And all this debt, we don't even know. She could be talking about consumer debt, credit cards, her buying her own stuff, buying clothes, taking care of her kid. She's saying debt. Man, she talking about daily life expenses. That's what she probably talking about. This girl ain't talking about no, oh man, I went in debt for tonight's conversation. She talking about her own personal debt. Y'all really think about that. She's talking about her own consumer debt, man. That's completely separate from the business that you work in. That means you got bad spending habits. You got bad money management habits. That has nothing to do with the whole tonight's conversation situation. And ma'am, if you were making money from other places, use that money for your consumer debt and use the other money for either investing or having some form of like a savings or whatnot. You got multiple streams of income. You own social media. I'm really confused on you having all these millions of followers. Why are you not generating or translating that into more dollars? Come on, like you can easily go live on your own platform and talk about things and make this woman capping, bro. Something not right here.
And I think where I went wrong was I had a lot of trust and I put a lot of trust in somebody that I knew wasn't trustworthy. I thought I was helping build a platform that in the back of your mind, you kind of know
You thought you owned it?
Isn't yours for, he would say like, you're the first lady, da-da-da-da. You were there when this was nothing. When this makes money, we're going to take off. But it made money. And then he was like, well, I'm bankrupt. I don't have.
He called you the first lady. This dude was pimping you out and getting played. And you say you weren't having sex with him. How you getting called the first lady and you ain't having sex with him? The man wanted them buns. He wanted them buns. Ultimately, he wanted the buns. And you didn't give the buns. So that was a problem. That's why you probably got pushed to the back burner. I'm not saying it's right. But that's what it sounded like was going on.
Have anything. But then with the same breath, he would get on stage and be like, I'm rich. Because he can't help bragging. So it's like, are we losing money?
I know that was weird.
Is the show, it seems it's getting bigger. It seems you're making a shit ton of money because you keep bragging about it. So what about all those investments? What about all those things you said? Why did you just lie? What was the point of it? And when I'm processing it, the only thing that comes to my mind is just like with the relationships, because with the women, it's all the same. It's a pattern. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to try to bring you back. I'm going to buy you a dog. And then I'm going to say, it's my dog. Bring it back. I'm going to get you back. I don't know. Every year we wanted to leave. We all came together and said we wanted to leave. I don't know. That's what abuse is. I think it's confusing and frustrating. And I think when you try to articulate it and put it into, I even tried to put it in chronological order. I did.
That's what I was going. Yeah.
I tried. I was trying to make sense of what the fuck the last 4 years of my life have been. What the fuck? So that's what the whole like, who the fuck did I work for? Mm-hmm. Dead ass.
Man, if this woman was smart, man, she could have played this a whole lot better the way she could have been getting paid for the rest of her, I ain't gonna say life, but as long as tonight's conversation is still going on, she could have still been getting paid a percentage off of it instead of getting like this massive buyout type situation. Because she's on so much content, it's kind of hard to just buy somebody out when you don't know what's the trajectory where it might move in the next few years. So yeah, you might be getting bought out, but at the same time, you might have clips that's going viral because you are somewhat viral. Those clips go more viral, you're losing money. This is where emotions and just being, and I hate to say being a female, but being an emotional female, this is where this gonna get you at. If you don't know how to have like good people around you that's gonna be able to give you good advice, give you good financial structure, you're gonna crash out and you're gonna make crash out decisions. I mean, I think Keita Rose is she a crash out kid, man. Ultimately, I think she is a crash out kid.
Who did I work for? Because as I'm trying to understand my own financial abuse, I'm getting confirmation on the sexual abuse, all while getting new information about the physical abuse from relationships, and everything's coming together. And I'm like, oh, you're actually a terrible person. You're actually that. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I knew he was an asshole. I knew he was deeply hurt. But I don't think we understand the true definitions of words. I always was like, he's a narcissist. I have videos where I'm throwing shots at him like narcissist. But did I truly know what a narcissist was? No. Not until I met one, went into business with one, became a friend with one, and said,
mostly everybody got narcissistic traits. So just to say somebody's a narcissist, that's that new age modern bullshit when we put labels on people and we just try and crown them as only that, when we know that everybody embodies all the different traits that make up a person. Even if we want to go into more anime realm and we want to say the 7 deadly sins, everybody embodies them at different times. It just all depends when they come out and how they're shown. But you can't say someone's a narcissist when everybody has narcissistic traits. I got narcissistic traits. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I don't even want to say I don't, because that would be me. That would be me lying and saying that I'm pretty sure I've done narcissistic behavior. Stop it. We all have. Nobody. That's why I say, man, facts over feelings.
Shit. Like, another thing is, in our community, we don't, as long as somebody has money, we equal money with success of anything. When we see, I'm not trying to throw shade or nothing, but when we see Nick Cannon have 14 kids by 14 Instagram models, we say, at least he got money. Because in our mind, that means he will do the right thing and take care of those kids and be in every one of those kids' lives and teach and guide and love those kids. Yeah, he will. Will he?
Yo, why are you trying to police that man's penis? Nick Cannon is rich, first of all. He can do whatever he want to do on that level. If he wants to have 14 kids, that's his life to live. You can be fruitful and multiply. And I will say this, when it comes down to financials, I mean, if he does the right thing, yes, he can provide and take care of all of them. You can do it on a smaller scale. You know, you just really got to budget and manage your lifestyle accordingly. But to say that just because someone is doing that, that makes them automatically a bad person, that just doesn't make sense.
Or will he just, when they grow up, say, will he only like 7 of them? Will he ignore the ones that don't look right? Or, I don't know. I'm not trying to... We equate money with success. So as long as I have money, as long as I look the part, as long as the people around me think I appear confident, strong, I appear like I have integrity, it's a fucking facade.
This woman don't even understand that the traits that it takes to make like real deal money, serious money, you gonna have demons behind the scenes. I don't think we understand that to become great, it's a fight. You're not gonna become great just sitting in your room alone, playing a video game all day or just watch it. It's not gonna happen. And for the ones who do, they monetize it. They get on screen, they get on camera, they talk, they speak, they try and build themselves up, they try and work on themselves, they try and improve. I don't think she understands that money does equate to a form of success, that you cannot separate the two. There is no in between. Money is a form of success. If you can make a lot of money, it shows that you have conquered some trait, and it shows that you've conquered things that others can't. And that automatically puts you at a step above somebody. It might not mean you're above them on other levels or just being a human being, but when it comes down to the amount that someone can put out, that does matter. A lot of people take the feelings and leave that in it, but they don't really think about what they're really saying. And what she's saying is not true. If you are successful, yeah, let's keep going.
You had to build up an image. And I think people that have to do that will always hate people like me. I'm always going to be hated because I'm authentic and I am who I am. Off camera, on camera, when I wake up, when I go to bed. Of course, there's parts of me that you won't see because as a human being, I have my parts. I can have my privacy with certain things, but for the most part, it is what the fuck it is.
No, I understand. I guess because like I'm somebody who's striving to be, successful and a boss in my own sort and put other people in position to make money. I'm just wondering, I guess, like, where did it go wrong? Maybe even so I can learn from my.
The host still don't understand what she's talking. This man, I asked this question 3 times. We've listened to him ask this question 3 times about the debt. Where did it go wrong? And then he asks again, where did it go wrong? It's like he don't understand.
So, because in my mind, I'm like, why would I put so many people in position to win just to F them over?
Did I put people in positions to win, or did I need pawns in order to make money?
He definitely did that too.
I understand that.
Did I put...
He did that too.
Taraji P said, when she went against Tyler Perry, I think, I don't want to... She said, he gave me the most money that I ever made, but he didn't pay me what I was worth. And people were like, so what? You got money. Didn't you get money? Yeah, but you have to also understand our industry, how much this makes. Like, for example, if me and you go in on a project and we know it's going to make $100 million, but I give you 10,000 and I say, hey, good job on your part of it, but it didn't make anything, but we both know what it really made. I paid you 10K, bro.
That's why you negotiate percentages. And then for the whole Taraji and Tyler Perry situation, but Taraji ain't Tyler Perry. It's his production. And Taraji, for you to sit here and say that you made the most money in your life, how did you manage that money? How did you grow that money? How did you move that money? I'm not saying you're supposed to be getting paid, crumbs. I mean, you're a great actress, but at the same time, bruh, a lot of people think they're worth more than what they're supposed to get.
But did I pay you what you were worth?
But that's just being a liar. Like if you say, if I ain't make nothing, that's just being a liar.
Right.
Yeah.
So many of these people are liars. So many of these people are manipulators because they need you to get where they want to be. They're opportunists. And now I'm finding that there's more opportunists and people like that than there are people that'll be like, hey, want to work together and create something great. And that is the reason why we cannot achieve and we cannot go higher in our community. We can't, because we're so focused on having things. We want to have things. We want to have bitches and cars and da-da-da. We want to brag. We want to brag in front of thousands of people and say, I'm rich. Because we want all the people to clap and we want all this. But we never think about the people that you had to step on, use, spit on, yell at. I'm sorry. The people that are, the people that make that fucking show run don't make enough to survive.
Man, these is rich people problems. And I ain't saying she rich, but these are rich people problems because people on the bottom scale, they don't even have these type of problems. They're not thinking about that. They don't even think like that. A lot of people don't even have the means to move like that. Granted, yeah, do some people feel like they want to have things to brag and boast about? But when it comes down to making this type of money, on like levels like this, man, you best believe you not sitting in a regular seat no more. You playing a completely different game, and it's probably gonna be a man's game at that point because you dealing with the highest of men that have figured out how to get to the top, whether it's through the best means, the wrong means, conniving, the whole nine. You not in your same element of just being a peaceful being and just not worrying about making money or rising to the top. To rise to the top, it's gonna be some fighting. It's gonna be some bloodshed. And like I said, you just didn't have your contracts laid out to where you were supposed to fight accordingly. I don't want to listen to this anymore, y'all. I don't. Because she's on a victim tour, man. I'm not even gonna lie, she's on a victim tour. Like I said, attractive woman. Did Ace Metaphor have bad business practices? For sure. Like you could tell that he had bad business practices. But at the same time, she has to take fault for the things that she did in the role that she played, and knowing his character, knowing who he was, understanding their friendship, understanding their relationship. You got played just like a side chick. You was almost like a side chick that didn't get all the benefits as the main chick. That's what your role was, man. I'm not gonna talk y'all heads off here. Y'all like the video. Y'all watch this thing in its entirety on the creators platform. I'll leave a link in the description. This is JayBReacts, and until next time, y'all. Peace.